So here I am, 45 years old, married to my wife, Kathy, for 22 years, with a house, 2 kids, and a life I thought was settled. Everything was on track, but sometimes life throws you curveballs. This is what happened to me. I never thought I'd have to write something like this, not in a million years, but when your whole world gets flipped upside down, you need advice from someone somewhere. 3 days ago, I was supposed to be on a business trip. My flight got canceled at the last minute, and I decided to drive home. It was a surprise. Kathy wasn't expecting me. Our kids were away at college, and the house was supposed to be empty. When I got home, I noticed the neighbor's son's car parked in my driveway. He's 22, a decent kid as far as I knew. Didn't think much of it, but something didn't feel quite right. I don't know. He has never parked his car in our driveway. Walking into my house, everything seemed normal. Too normal, maybe. I started to head upstairs, but then I heard something. A laugh? Not just any laugh, but Kathy's laugh from our bedroom. My heart started beating a little faster as I reached the bedroom door, and that's when I knew. I could hear them talking, joking, and other noises. I opened the door and there they were, Kathy and the neighbor's son. I won't describe the scene. You get the idea. They both looked as shocked as I did. The following minutes were a blur. Anger, confusion, and betrayal swirled around. Luckily for them, I didn't have my firearm. Kathy tried to explain. The neighbor's son scrambled to get dressed, and I couldn't form a coherent thought. I was angry. All I saw was red. Eventually, the neighbor's son left and Kathy and I were alone. The silence in the room was so profound you could hear crickets. Why, was all I could ask. She started crying, telling me about feeling neglected, about how she felt like we were drifting apart, how it all started innocently, but then turned into something else. We talked for hours, but the trust was shattered. I couldn't look at her the same way. We both knew things would never be the same. The next day, I contacted a lawyer. Kathy and I agreed to separate for now, to think things through. I'm staying at a friend's place trying to make sense of everything. The neighbor's son and his family have not been mentioned yet, but I know I'll have to face them too. I can't believe this happened to us. We were supposed to grow old together, watch our kids graduate, and have grandchildren. Now it all feels like a distant dream. I'm lost, heartbroken, and confused. Where do I go from here? How do I start rebuilding my life? How do I talk to our children about this? All these years, all the memories, all the love, gone in an instant. I'd appreciate any advice anyone can give me. Thanks for listening. Now for the first update. Thank you all for your support and suggestions. I've started therapy, and Kathy and I are going through counseling to see if there's anything worth salvaging. It's a long road ahead, but I'm trying to take it one day at a time. Your kindness and understanding mean more than you'll ever know. I'll keep you updated on our progress. Now for the second update. A month has passed since that fateful day, and I'm still reeling from the shock. Therapy has been helping, but it's a slow process. I'm learning to cope, to accept, and maybe to understand, but forgiveness? That's still a long way off. Kathy and I have been going to couples therapy. It's a tense and often painful experience, dredging up old wounds, misunderstandings, and neglect. The counselor has been patient and understanding, guiding us through this nightmarish maze of emotions. I've also had a conversation with the neighbor's son and his parents. It was a challenging meeting filled with anger, confusion, and a desperate need to understand why. He apologized over and over, but words didn't mean anything at that point. Our neighborly relationship is ruined, and I can't see a way to mend it. Our children now know what's happened. We decided to tell them together. The reactions were a mixture of anger and shock. They're dealing with it in their ways, but I know it's hurting them deeply. Work has become a refuge, a place to escape and focus on something other than the crumbling of my personal life. My colleagues have been supportive, and I'm grateful for that. Friends have been a mixed bag. Some have offered unwavering support, while others have become distant, unsure of what to say or how to act around me. I understand their discomfort. I'm uncomfortable with myself. The legal process is moving along. Kathy and I are still separated for now, and we're working through the details. The house, our shared finances, and all the mundane things have suddenly become monumental obstacles. It's an excruciating process. Now for the third update. 3 months now. Time moves on, but the wound still feels fresh. Kathy and I have continued counseling, and there have been moments of clarity, understanding, and even compassion. But there are still days when I look at her and all I see is betrayal, a bridge I will never be able to cross. I've started attending a support group for people who have experienced infidelity. It's a small comfort to know that I'm not alone, that others have walked this painful path. Their stories, their strength, and their empathy have been a source of strength. Kathy has been doing everything she can to make amends. She's been open, honest, and remorseful. She's trying to rebuild the trust that was shattered, but I'm struggling to let her in. The neighbor's son has moved away. His family is still there, and there is major tension every time I see them. I'm considering selling the house and moving away from the memories, the pain, and the awkward interactions. Our children are coping. They're strong and they've been leaning on each other. It's a small comfort to know that they have each other's support. They've been visiting me, spending time with Kathy trying to find a new normal. The legal separation is finalized. The next step is divorce, and that looks inevitable. I'm beginning to see a future, a path forward. It's not the one I envisioned, but it's a path nonetheless. I'm starting to date again cautiously, tentatively. There's hope there, but also fear. Now for the fourth and final update. It's been 6 months since my world was turned upside down. Kathy and I have decided to divorce. For me, it was an easy decision, but not without emotion. But we both know it's the right thing for us. I've sold the house, moved to a new place, and started building a life for myself. It's a lonely journey, but I'm learning to enjoy my own company to find peace in solitude. The neighbor's family has also moved, a final closing of that painful chapter. Our children are thriving, moving on with their lives and finding happiness. They visit often, and we're finding a new way to be a family. I've met someone new. I am taking it slow. She has her own place and I have mine. But there's potential, hope, and a spark of something maybe long-term. Fast forward another month at the divorce hearing, Kathy was civil. She didn't ask for alimony. She just wanted her share of the equity, which I gave her before the divorce. When we sold the house, she moved out of the state to be closer to her parents. As for the woman I was seeing, I stopped seeing her. One thing that I asked her when we started seeing each other was if she was seeing anyone and when was her last relationship. Well, she lied about that. I was at her place one night and we were sitting on the couch and suddenly she said she has to go to the bathroom. Well, I don't know if she meant to leave her phone or she just forgot. But her phone lit up with a text message and this guy told her, "It was nice seeing you again, sexy." While she was still in the bathroom, I left. She blew up my phone about 20 minutes after I left, but I just blocked her. I never called her or texted her after that. I was warned by a few friends of mine that dating is not the same as it was many years ago. They told me it will be tough. I want to thank everyone for their support, advice, and encouragement. It's been a lifeline in the darkest of times. Life goes on and I'm finding my way. Now for the top comments. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. Most cheating women would always use lack of attention and loneliness as excuses whenever they get caught cheating. Why didn't she call your attention to the fact that she was feeling lonely? Well, I'm glad and happy for you that she didn't put up a fight with you during the divorce process. I hope you find someone faithful. Sometimes I wonder why people would risk their happiness in marriage for something that's not even worth it. Well, she knew what she was getting herself into, and she decided to proceed with it. People should learn to understand that the choices they make do not only affect them, but those close to them. So sorry for everything. The world is just too messed up right now. Thank you for listening to the story to the end. If you enjoyed it, please feel free like as well as subscribe to the channel. Also write in the comments section what you think about the story and what you would do if you ever find yourself in this situation. Take care.